I just made a salad today. I added a few little baby shrimp on it because my dad needs the extra protein. For me, for my extra protein, I add hemp seeds to the top, but I put in blueberries, I put in a few raspberries, I added in a few little pieces of mandarin orange in there, a couple slices of avocado. So, I try to do as much as I can, with these salads. But of course, I do the beets and I even add some walnuts on there. So yeah, really, really delicious.
Sounds like you've hit a lot of color in that salad there. And that's what we're looking for, right? That diversity. It helps feed the microbiome. And the microbiome is basically the ecosystem of gut bugs
Yeah.
in your stomach. And so by doing that, we can keep ourselves healthy, reap all the benefits there.
Yeah, and you were talking about it spiking blood sugar. One of the things that I learned from one of my trainers, because I was trying to lose some extra fat at some point, and what she was telling me is that, and you've talked about this before, it's the sequence of what you eat and the portion size. And so she told me if I was going to have an apple, for example, just have a handful of walnuts. If I was going to have a cup of blueberries, have a handful of walnuts or almonds along with it, and make sure to have a few of the pieces of protein before eating a few of the berries or a little bit of the watermelon or whatever it might have been, but also keeping in mind the portion size and not eating a big bowl of fruit, especially if you're sensitive to a spike in sugar.
Exactly. And that sequence is really important. And fruits are typically, when we look at carb meals, they have a little more carbs than our vegetables do. And so eating a vegetable, then a little bit of that protein followed by a fruit. But for a snack, like you said, getting a little bit of that protein before the fruit, even adding some of that white vinegar or apple cider vinegar before you're going to eat something high glycemic can help with the glucose spike as well. So all natural things that we can be adding into our diet if our doctors feel necessary. So.
It's interesting. Yeah, I have a toaster oven and I end up I get a peach and I slice it up. I put a little bit of olive oil on it and I sprinkle hemp seeds on for a little bit of protein. I add, some walnuts and I put a little bit of agave syrup, across, or I will use an infused white balsamic vinaigrette to sprinkle across. And then I put it in the toaster oven for
Mm.
about 5-10 minutes depending on the toaster oven, and I have like this poached peach, and I think you could probably do it with a pear as well, but it makes for a delicious dessert, and I think you're balancing it out with some protein along with the fruit, which is much healthier than having a big bowl of ice cream, right?
Right, it is. And also better on our vascular system as well by
Yep.
not having the full fat.
And I
So,
even get, what else I do is we talk about, I got these Chalk Zero sugar-free chocolate chips that are sweetened with monk fruit extract, so it doesn't have the xylitol in it. And so they're not ultra, ultra sweet, just enough sweet. Or I get the HU chocolate chips. Either that or I have a third option where I get raw cacao and I mix it with a little agave and a tiny bit of coconut oil in my pan, and then I pour over frozen strawberries or pour over frozen blueberries, and it acts like a magic shell, and it's absolutely delicious. And I have this magic shell dark chocolate covered um, antioxidant rich dessert.